Joey Finra, ladies and gentlemen.
Like
I
the
have nothing
script.
else to add. So you're saying that the rates are going down?
Yeah, yeah. From about 45 days ago, they were at, like, just over 7%, like 7.25. And today we ended at, this is a good industry average at 6.14. About a percent lower in the last 45 days, which I feel like not enough people are talking about, because that's fairly significant,
As someone that may be
Um,
closing on a home in 2 to 3
right,
months, and I haven't
right.
finalized, I'm just pre-qualified. They haven't even asked me for
Credit
any of
yet.
the
Yeah,
docs yet.
yeah.
What do
Good.
you think I'll be looking at? Just primary residence, 800. No humble brag, but very good credit score.
A billion credit score.
A billion.
I
What am
know
I
great
looking
people
at?
at credit.
I know lots. We're gonna eat lots of cats and
No one
dogs.
does the picture I sent you guys. No one does credit like I do.
No one- what am I looking at, man? 5% down.
I mean, I would say I would expect what you see like today, like six, around 6.25. That's what I would say. Like, I
No
hope it
more or
goes
no
low.
less. No less by November,
I mean, it's
or
gone
like by
down a
the time I close.
percentage in less than 2 months. That's a lot to come
Oh, so
down.
it was at
We were
7.25.
at 7.25, so
Wow.
and we haven't been, at least from, don't quote me on this, but I don't think we've been below 6.5% since they started raising rates 2.5 years ago. So, I mean, it could mean a couple of things. I think it either means something's really bad and they're lowering the rates,
Yeah.
or they're thinking maybe they've kept them high, and too high this long, and they're, maybe inflation's tamed or taming or whatever, and they wanted to slowly bring them down. But I mean, in 4 weeks to come down a percentage, that's even to go up a percentage within 3 weeks. I think that's fast. That's faster than what I would have normally seen in the last 12 years I've been doing this.
So I have a different philosophy behind the rates, and I don't know if this is entirely accurate, but
Okay.
um, it's really based on bond rates. So the more bond rates fall, the more your bank rates will fall. The bank rates are based on risk, so there's little to no risk in a bond. And
Right.
if a 30-year bond, which I'm looking at the rate right now, is 3.984%, they calculate whatever risk on there is for a mortgage and an individual. There is no risk for the government. So how much more do we need to charge to counteract that risk and make a little more than we make off the 30-year bond? So if you're at 4% on the 30-year bond, then you probably need to be at least, what, 2.5% higher? Well, you could track this probably. What's the current rate
Right.
you said,
Yeah.
Joey?
6.1.
So if it's at 6.1 and the US Treasury, I'm just rounding up, it's 3.984, let's just call it 4. So they need about to be exact, they need
Two.
1.26 percentage points above the bond to make it worth their while for a mortgage. So if you track that, that's probably pretty consistent, I would guess.
Yeah. That might be good to look at, like, in the history, right? Like, how, if
Yeah.
that is, it is as simple as, not as simple, but if
Yeah.
it does track that. But yeah, I mean,
Well, and just like a car
still,
rate's even higher, generally speaking, because there's more
right.
risk for the money.
Yes. Yep. That's right. Yeah.
Obviously, there's manufacturers, they provide a lesser rate. Is
Right.
there a lag, Dan? Is it me or is it Joey?
No, I don't see any lag.
Oh, then it's probably Dan.
No, then no, it's probably me because you're lagging
Because
too, Joey. It's probably me.
well, you're lagging to me. Yeah. So we're all lagging. Okay.
Riveting stuff, Chris, for the audience. They really care who's
These
lagging of us
dang
two.
interest rates, they lagging.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, Dan, going back to, like, your thing, in a couple months, I mean, I still would be happy. I mean, not happy, but I would be today's happy if I could lock in 6%, or high fives, because, dude, you're just gonna write it down. You'll be refinancing
Yeah.
that puppy. You know.
Well, and
So,
what are the realtors? What's the realtors like script on this thing? Like how to
don't
sell?
date or marry the house, date the rate.
There you go. I've been
Come
told that
on.
so many
Like
times.
and
They
subscribe.
don't know. They don't know I used to be a realtor and I know all these
Yes.
scripts, these
Yeah,
fucking
you do.
dumbass scripts that they're regurgitating. Yeah. Marry the house.
I'm gonna make so many
Date the
videos on
rate.
that just for you, man.
I hate that shit, man. They talk to me like I'm 5. And I'm like,
Right.
I understand what's going on. Mary,
Did you
Chris, it
bring
is
your
you. I can
coloring book?
confirm.
Yeah.
I can confirm it is definitely Chris lagging, big time.
Okay.
I see him moving like a
Because
robot.
yeah, my internet's pretty fast.
Yeah, mine's good here. Mine's
Okay.
good here.
But
Marry
no,
the
I
house, date the
agree,
rate,
Dan.
guys.
That is, I've heard that like 4 times a day for the last 2.5 years. You know, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
pretty
stupid.
yeah,
We got to have fresh ideas. Why don't
yeah.
realtors have fresh ideas of their own? I don't understand this.
Yeah, you know, you make a good point.
I
Yeah,
know
'cause
I
it's
do. It's
yeah.
fucking annoying.
I think because
You gotta
probably
be pissed, man. You being in this space
mm,
and being grouped in with everyone else who, let's face it, man, the majority of realtors suck and
yeah, I
give
would agree.
you the few professionals that are actually left a
Yeah.
bad reputation. So
Yeah.
I don't know how Chris feels about realtors. Probably the same as me. How do you feel about realtors, Chris?
They're friendly people. They're not very responsive,
They're friendly. Friendly? Ah, nice.
but
That's
not
probably an
responsive.
accurate statement.
It's been my experience with every realtor except current company that I've
Oh,
dealt
you
with.
can no. I there are times when I'm not responsive. That
No, I mean literally every realtor. Not that I've dealt with
Yeah.
a bazillion, but quite a few, and none of them respond timely.
yeah.
It's like
What's
days.
the best comeback, Joey? This marry the house, date the rate bullshit. What's the best comeback? Knowing if you were told this, pretend like you're not a realtor, like pretend like you retired from realty,
Okay.
all right? But
Okay.
you still
Yeah.
were gonna buy a
One day.
house, and some dumbass regurgitates this from a script and tells you that. Marry the house, date the rate. What would you tell
Well, what I would think is that you know, just like a novice, right? Like you know, talking his or her clientele are new people, right? That maybe
Yeah,
haven't bought before. They need to be coached like this, you know, and
first time home buyer shit.
yeah, you know, and yeah, that to me, I wouldn't like to hear that. Yeah, I would not like to hear that.
Do you think
Um,
you would use a realtor? Let's say you didn't have your license anymore.
yeah,
Would you
yeah,
still use a
I would
realtor?
use a realtor who is actually going to, you know, so I think in sales, especially higher ticket sales, I think that the that Pareto's principle becomes more extreme. So it's like
Yeah,
90-10 or 95-5. In
yeah.
higher ticket sales, there's going to be more BSers and less actual doers. So you're better off representing yourself than having uh, someone that works part time or just has no idea what they're doing or just doesn't care to know. You know, they're just incompetent. You're better off, like, in my opinion, like representing yourself. But I for sure, like, yeah, one day I do want to retire from this, you know, soon, you know, and work on some other
Soon.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, sure.
How soon are we
Actually,
talking?
that's why
When
I
you get
called this
retired?
meeting. No.
Joe is announcing his retirement.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
What would you
But
do if you
yeah,
retired? If somebody told you right now you can't be a realtor, what would you do?
I've been asking myself that a lot. I mean, kind of switching up topics here, but I would use a realtor who is a professional to answer your question. Yes, when I get out of real estate, absolutely, and I hope it's somebody that I can be in business with. That's kind of, yeah. Ideally, you know, doesn't have to be. Maybe I just fully get out of here. But
Yeah,
dude, I like the investing side a lot. Like not
I
only
like
real
it too.
estate, but like
Yep.
even like small time like private equity, like going in, buying a company, switching it around, you know, boosting
Yeah,
profit, minimizing expenses, keeping it or selling it.
there's
Kind of
some
like flipping real estate.
opportunities with some of these research clinics to get in that, but I mean
I'm
we can get
interested.
into that too. But
Yeah,
just to finish up the real estate thing, so
sure.
as far as the rates being lower now,
Right.
relatively speaking, right? Which I'm happy as somebody who's about to close. And I'm on the record on this show as stating a year ago, 2 years ago, I don't care what the rates are, and I don't care. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to time the market.
Right.
I'm looking for assets I can invest because I know inflation's at a runaway pace over the long run. Long run.
That's
Inflation's
100%.
running away, and I want to control as many I know that the 2030 agenda, even if it was a conspiracy, it's not a bad call to action. Own nothing and be happy.
Right.
So I want to own everything, even if it means being miserable. Like that,
Exactly.
the complete opposite of that is what you should do. So own everything and be miserable in the short term. And Chris has been against that on the record, not to buy, and but I
right.
don't know. I don't want to speak for him, but like we have different schools of thought on this, and
Yeah.
I'm okay.
And what in buying now?
Or just
Buying anytime, like
the last
from
year.
2 years ago until now, and not only that, but not worrying too much about the cash flow, because if you get stuck on the cash flow, you end up not buying, right? And
Right. You end up doing nothing. Yeah.
correct. And I think a short-term loss is okay. And this is what I'm doing for the
If you're
house
a
I'm buying
if you're a
for.
decent income earner, I would agree with that. Yeah.
If you think
you're
your income's
barely
safe,
making it financially, then I might say but
yeah.
if
Well, even the bank would tell you no. I mean, if you're barely making
True.
it financially, I
Yeah.
don't think the bank will even talk to
that
you.
is true. That's true.
Well, we discussed this once before.
Yeah, we're on the record.
The
Fact
three
checkers.
of us.
Fact
There-
checkers, let me know they're eating
there-
cats.
There is literally formulas for this, right? On whether you should buy or not.
Right, but I'm at the school of thought of like fuck a formula. I love that.
Okay.
Look at that.
I've been sending this to everybody I know in his plane. You
We
just
should
no
put
matter
that as
what
my
side you're
background.
on, you
I
just
just
gotta
got the
laugh at
espresso.
that.
I got the espresso in the
They're
background.
eating cats.
But Chris, my whole thing on this topic has been fuck a formula. Don't overanalyze too much. Just even if you're cash flow negative,
See,
just to have an asset, worry about it later.
see, I don't agree with that in its
I know.
entirety
That's why it's good debate.
because
I love to talk about this.
it depends on your financial position, like Joey said,
Of
but
course.
to a larger degree than that. So, and it depends on what you think's coming. I mean, if you think that mayhem is coming and things are going to crash, then save your dollars. If you don't think so, see, I'm not sure either way. So I'm thinking of buying a property now, but not putting myself into a position where I can't buy more.
Yeah.
If it does crash, I want to have a reserve. I don't think this is proper time to invest everything you have into real estate. I think you need something on the side.
And that's
Cash.
you're right.
Cash.
You're right. Yeah, you're right about that's what it boils down to. I do not believe mayhem is on the way when everyone is calling for it. The vast majority of people are calling for mayhem.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think those things happen when the vast majority. I think mayhem comes unexpected, unannounced, like the 08.
Like COVID. Yeah, or
like
the 08.
Kind of like COVID.
There's things to consider in that regard too, right? And that would be these times you're referring to, other than COVID. But COVID was completely out of the left field, right?
Right.
But in terms of
literally,
that was a black swan event.
In terms of recession, you've never had the internet.
Correct. Now,
right?
Be careful though. Recession is not mayhem. I'm not talking about recessions. Those come and go. I'm talking about people are saying blood in the streets, civil war, time to leave the country. Like, let's prep for, the worst. If Kamala wins, it's over.
Grab the cats.
I'm not in that school of thought, guys. Sure. If Kamala wins, I'm still doing good. If Trump wins, I'm still doing good.
Yeah.
Chris having an asthmatic attack.
Well, I would say on the
something went down my throat wrong.
Normally that does happen a lot. But I would say, but
a recession, but a recession always does cause recessions always cause assets to decline in value.
Yeah, but I'm not talking recession. We could live with a recession. I'm talking about these YouTubers that go out there and scare people into not doing shit.
Right.
Oh no. Oh, this is gonna happen. Oh my god. Remember when that Japan shit? For one day everyone was freaked out. No one's buying anything.
Yeah.
You guys need to invest. If you can afford, I'm not a financial planner,
Right.
but if you are sitting on cash and you're just waiting for a catastrophe, and what happens in that catastrophe never happens, that cash is worthless in 5-10 years.
Oh, that I agree with. Your cash needs to be in something.
Yeah. So what level of responsibility do we have to hold these YouTubers that are out there doom and gloom?
Well, I think that's why it's important to have have some financial expertise and to get more than one opinion, because I do agree. I think you should be careful who you listen to, and you should be well read on both sides. With politics, with business, with financial
But come on,
education.
Joy, let's be realistic. How many people read anything?
I
Right.
agree.
But I'm not
Most,
saying,
actually, the large majority don't. You
yeah,
are
the
right.
large majority are on Twitter doom scrolling or on
But
YouTube doom
nobody's
scrolling.
stopping you,
Right.
and I think this is why, this is another. I'll wait to say that because that's another conversation. But I will say, Dan, you are right I mean, me as in real estate, I have had clients that are still waiting after 12 years to buy something, and
Waiting for
they're
what?
highly financially educated, or they're too
Yeah.
educated now, but they're stable is what I meant to say. They can afford some risk, but then
Scared money don't make money.
there are people where you might want to sit on a little bit more cash because you might not be able to afford repainting the house or a new furnace or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But if I feel like if you're like us, we can afford some risk. Some of yeah, we can afford some risk. We can afford no cash flow for several years. Because Dan, what you're saying, which we've agreed upon this from day one, is long-term stability, not over
Yeah.
6 months, but like in 10, 20 years, like 5 years. Like we know
Yeah.
that the thing's going to take care of itself.
And I actually don't think in the short term, I don't think it's all peaches and cream either. I don't think it's like rosy and shit
Right.
butterflies.
Yeah.
But I also don't think it's doom and gloom either. I think
Yeah, for sure.
I actually think there's a better chance home prices drop in the near future.
Yeah.
Because the demand's not there, and I'm still okay buying the house
Right.
and taking a loss. Mainly, I need the yearly write off, but
Yeah.
also my horizon's not next year, or 2
Right.
years. My horizon's like 20 or
Right.
30
Right.
from when I buy that house.
That's right.
So whenever you can afford it, that's the time to do it and not worry about all this shit too much. Same thing with any investment you have. If you convicted, real estate is one of the only convictions I have. I know Chris big into gold. I have a few big convictions. Real estate,
Yeah, so do
Bitcoin, obviously Bitcoin,
Yeah.
real estate, Bitcoin, and my one biotech stock that's called AQST. That's it. Those are my big convictions for
I'm gonna look
long
at that
term,
right now.
short term, whatever the case may be. And Chris has gold. I probably would be gold too. I just don't have any. But that's it. It's not like we're speculating on Dogecoin or.
It was up 6.3% today.
Yeah, it's a good stock, man.
Chris, do you own this too?
No. I don't own any stock.
You don't own any stocks?
Other than my IRA.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gold and real estate?
And Bitcoin.
Oh, and Bitcoin, and then in your Roth. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're basically your retirement is all. You don't own a non-retirement brokerage account. Got it. Okay, yeah.
And I plan on buying real estate in the next 2 months.
Good.
Hey, are you seriously thinking about moving to Idaho? Or
well, I'm seriously going back up to Idaho, and I'm going to look at both.
Both?
Yeah, rental properties and personal properties.
Got it. Okay, got it.
So
now, which
I'm keeping my word. I'm keeping my word. Kamala wins. She always getting called the next day, and I want a for sale sign in my front yard.
Dang, okay, I don't want you to move, so I hope she doesn't.
Let's focus on this though, because I'm not necessarily against it. But why? Why is that the what's the framework for that?
Well, now you want to go very political because that's what your.
That's fine. That's what
the
Chris and
reason.
Dan show, man. Nobody
Yeah.
care. We talk about eating cats when first 5 seconds.
So the plan
Taking
is
the cats.
my plan is either my mother or my sister is going to come down for the weekend and take care of
This
our
weekend?
animals. No, mid-October.
Ah, okay. Spooky Halloween.
Mid-October, we're going to go up, Julie and I, and look at houses, both to buy. Just when she's there, it'll be to buy for us, right?
Right.
Damn, we
When
bringing
she-
wifey is serious.
When she leaves, I'm going to go look at rental properties that I'm interested in.
Shit.
Then I'm going to come back home, and I'm hoping the ones that we're primarily interested don't sell in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Kamala wins. I'm making offers on houses up there that she's most interested in. If she
Yeah.
loses, I'm making offers on the houses I was interested in renting.
Interesting.
Now, does the numbers? Well, actually, so yeah, let's go there. Back to real estate.
Now, what
So-
would you do? Oh, go ahead, Joey.
Yeah.
I have
As
a
far as the
hypothetical.
rentals. Yeah. So hypothetical. Let's say you're staying here, but you want to buy, or would you buy it yourself? A single family home, put 25-30% down. What are you thinking?
Somewhere between 500,000 and 600,000 with a third to 40% down.
Holy, you're
Got it.
buying a $2 million place?
No. $500,000 to $600,000 house.
Ah, okay.
As a
I thought
rental.
That's what you're putting down.
He's
As a
buying
rental.
all of Idaho. Sorry,
No.
You're,
Wish I could- wish I
all of, KKK country? You know the thin part of Idaho? The thin part?
That's
That's
where
KKK country.
my wife is from.
Ask her if
I've-
it's true.
No, it is. I've walked
Chris,
by.
It's
You're
not
right
KKK.
there, man.
It's not KKK though. It's neo.
You're going to argue with Joey's wife? She lived
No,
there.
it's not KKK.
I've
It's
walked
different.
by
It's neo-Nazis.
The headquarter
My bad.
ownership.
My bad.
I've walked by it. It's speaking of spooky. it's a little bit
Oh,
spooky.
shit.
So the difference, to what I understand, no, I'm being serious.
Please
KKK
educate us.
hates black people and Jews. Neo-Nazis hate Jews.
The AI is
Well,
going to
I
have a
didn't
hell of
know-
a time with this transcript.
Right. I did. Right. Oh man, you're gonna be so blocked. I didn't know KKK didn't like Jews either. I didn't know
Yeah, they
that.
don't.
They don't
No.
like anyone, man.
No,
Wow.
it's primarily those two groups.
Right.
Interesting. Or it's probably just not white. Is probably what it is.
Yeah,
Well,
they-
actually,
they-
Jewish or white?
Yeah,
They-
it's not. It's more of the. It's very severe tribalism.
Dang.
But the reason they call themselves Nazis is because they take after the Nazi party.
Mhm.
So
It's still spooky over there. I
My
have to say.
grandfather, my grandfather in Romania, he was a judge during World War II, and the
Wow.
Nazis came into Romania and made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and he had to work under the Nazis for a year
Wow.
until the Russians then came and kicked them out.
That's right.
But if he didn't do it, he would die. So he was basically a Nazi.
offer you
employee.
can't refuse. You'll be a Nazi or you die.
Yeah. So my grandpa was a Nazi employee for a year.
12
And
months.
I would have done the same thing, honestly. They come there and tell you that.
Yeah.
All you have to do is keep being a judge, but just on their payroll.
Right.
And obviously do what they say.
Right.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
But-
when they come in the door, that person's guilty, that person's innocent.
Yeah.
Clunk.
But so, Chris, you're okay with doing now? Here's my hypothetical, because the Kamala thing. Honestly, I think that's okay. You're a very rational person. I think that's a emotional response.
Oh, you're talking shit now.
No, you can argue back. You can argue back, but here's my
Sure.
hypothetical of why I think that's emotional. What would you still do that because if a lot of people are thinking like you, the house prices in California are going to come crashing down. So you're okay selling your house at a slightly less than you would just holding it and writing it out? Even if it's significantly
Not if
more,
you sold it right away, though, right? Would it
So-
come crashing down 20%?
I don't know
So,
how many people are thinking like Chris though.
so
True. Okay.
for,
good question.
for the price of my house, I can buy 2 houses up there.
Okay.
All
and the
of
rent
Idaho.
and the rent's almost the same as
Yeah.
here.
Well, politics aside, that's
Wow,
a smart
really?
move regardless.
Yeah.
Two
Well-
doors. Even Grant Cardone will tell you 2 doors is better than 1.
Yeah.
So
Right.
also, I was already on the fence about moving,
Yeah.
and I just think
Yeah.
the politics get so much worse in California if Kamala wins.
Yeah.
So to you,
So they have a mandate then about what they're doing. That will
Yeah.
be a mandate to say the way they're proceeding is what people want. So if that's the case, I want to be in a state where they're at least fighting against it to a degree, not in
I
a state where they're saying, please allow more.
Right.
Please beat us more.
now what if, here's another hypothetical. What if you rent your current house and the cash flow pays for your current mortgage and the mortgage of your new house?
It won't.
How do you know?
So-
Did you do the numbers?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would
did.
do all of that. It might
Okay.
do a portion, right? Like I'm
So-
sure you could you could pay your current house payment and then maybe a little bit of the new one.
So there's a realtor on here right now. There's a house next door. It's a rental. The renter's just vacated. It's back on the market. I looked it up the other day on Zillow. They're asking $39.50 a month for rent. Okay.
Same size as yours?
No, it's smaller. Significantly smaller.
Oh, okay.
Chris get like 41.
It's like
Or no,
it's like 2,200 square feet and 3 bedrooms.
you're double that.
Well, see, I don't think it works that way. I don't think
No, right. But if they're getting, yeah, you're not going to get 8,000, but you're not going to get 41. You're going to get, you're right. It does not work that way. But I would say if it closes at 3,900, $5,000 at least, I would say, at least.
Well,
Good, Chris.
I could also
I'll
ask
run it.
Well, I can also ask the people across the street. Their house is the same size in a rental as well.
Oh, good.
Mm.
So I can ask them what they're paying.
Hey, is your neighborhood becoming like more rentals than owners, or is it like 50-50, or what is
There's 3 rentals in walking distance from me. Like I know
That's
a
not
lot
that
of the
much.
people.
that's not bad.
But that's enough to be able to run numbers. Actually, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you do it? Would there be any situation where you keep your house as a rental and still move to Idaho?
I don't
I'm
want
trying
to
to
rent.
sell you on that idea.
So I don't want a rental with a swimming pool.
Ah, yeah. And it is a
Airbnb.
big house.
Airbnb.
It is a big house.
Yeah, my in-laws, my sister and brother-in-law are trying to talk me into that.
I would no. Don't do
It's
that.
too far from Disneyland.
Okay, so to answer your question, they rented it. So the one with this street number, same name is 400, 37.95,
Oh,
24.
they lowered it.
But it closed. Let me see when this happened.
So we're giving Chris more ammo.
This is September 12th.
is.
Okay, this is almost comparable, I would say.
Yeah, it's significantly smaller.
Yeah, that's
half the bedrooms.
What are your concerns? So you just want out of California, period. And that if Kamala wins, especially.
Yeah, I just like I said, it's well over I'm on the fence at moving as it is.
Yeah.
It just puts it beyond that. It's just there's no recovery in my opinion.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back to get you into this over this threshold? Like what was the catalyst?
The mindset. So in terms of Kamala, and for sure I'm moving, is as you can tell by my shirt, I have certain priorities.
And dude, Idaho's a great place to be for shirts like that.
And you gotta trust guns are just backup.
So Kamala says immediately upon her election, she will sign a executive order doing away with guns.
Now she came out and said that that's wrong.
And she said she's a gun owner, which I'm so
said she's a
surprised.
gun
because she got flack on that. But guess what?
That's nuts.
And she's got a gun. I heard she's got a 9 with a switch.
Sure. So I'm gonna guess she does do that. I think that's ultimately the goal of the government. So, and guess who's going to be very happy with that standing?
Mexico.
Newsom. Newsom will love that. Oh, they say we can take all the guns.
Mexico.
Go get them.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
And I told my wife, I'm not giving my guns up. I'll die for them. And so maybe better we just move.
Yeah, maybe better we just move.
What?
Yeah, I hear that, man. I get that.
I'm for the Second Amendment. I respect it. I'm in Arizona. I'm probably get an AR eventually because everyone does it.
You don't have one, Dan? Oh my gosh, bro.
I have a 9. That's enough. That's kind of my point. I feel like there comes a threshold of gun owners where it's a diminishing rate of return. Unless there really is a zombie apocalypse, of course you need like all the guns you can get. But
No, you really only need 3. I agree with you.
What?
You need 3.
Oh,
You need
you better
3.
not move to Idaho, Chris. They're
not with that.
My
like,
they're gonna
opinion.
kick you out. They're gonna
Yeah,
kick
they'll
you
kick
out.
you out. You get back out of the thin part, go in the thick
Yeah.
part, right?
No, anything over that, you're a collector.
Right.
So
An enthusiast.
You're like a woman in shoes. No offense to the women if they're listening or watching.
you should not go to Idaho, bro, with that
But
language.
like, okay,
They're gonna kick you out.
I go to Mexico a lot. We know family there. We have family friends. Guns are illegal, yet everyone has one.
Is that right?
Really?
Everyone
not know
has.
that.
Every household has one.
So,
I
like,
didn't
do
know
they
it was illegal.
do the police arrest them if they know they have one, or what?
You can't have it in your car or in public, but in your house, everybody knows, and they even shoot it. Like somebody
backyard?
shot at a snake. Nobody calls the cops. The cops won't come into your house for that. But if they catch you like at a red light or something, or like they give you a ticket and they see you have a gun, they'll arrest you.
Wow.
But in your house, they won't come in and check your guns. So everyone has one, yet it's illegal. So that's my point. Even if it's outlawed, like just have it in your house. Who's going to come in your house? Is it the point of it is to protect your house?
Buy back
right?
better.
Well, what's the point? What's the point of having an AR? Let's say they ban AR.
Oh no! Don't get me started.
But let's play hypothetical.
No.
But let's play. Let's
So
play.
Dan, you
Chris
don't
brought
go
it
to
up.
Idaho.
I'm not going to Idaho. Trust me. Chris brought it up, though.
Let me make an argument. I'll make an
Make
argument.
the
on
argument.
that.
Make it.
Because I have one, and I
Yeah.
unfortunately have a California compliant one.
A neutered one.
Yeah, which makes it harder to hold. Actually,
Yeah, they're less safe. They're less safe.
Straight up. It actually that's very true.
Yep.
But for they're very easy to operate. The recoil is a quarter of what a shotgun is. A shotgun, there's a lot of pullback, and so especially for a smaller person or females, shotguns can be a little bit hard to shoot. Any female, any small guy can shoot an AR.
Okay, but that's not my point though. But I'm not against ARs. I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you want
I thought you said what's the case for it?
He can make. I'll make my argument, and then Joey can make his.
What's the point?
I understand your question.
Right, but for the viewers that may not,
I'll answer the question. You'll get it.
Let's say they ban ARs, but they don't enforce it. You keep it in your house. You just can't go to the range with it. Like, isn't the point to protect your house?
No.
For me, yeah, I am using that for that. I mean, the military uses it to clear houses in Afghanistan.
Yeah. They don't use ARs.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They use M3s.
Ooh,
which is an
M3.
Which is an
it's
auto
not an AR. Yeah, but so there's no such thing as an auto AR. So this is very confusing.
What round does the M3 shoot?
Break it down, Chris.
So they shoot the same round.
Got it.
That does not make it an AR. That would be like saying there's a wood stocked. What's it called? It's made by.
But
Ruger.
Isn't there only one difference with the M3 and the AR? One's full.
There's two.
Okay, what is it?
Selective fire.
Yes.
That's burst or automatic.
Yes. So that's the only difference. So it's the same weapon.
No, it's not, but it's not the same weapon, Joey. They've never purchased ARs, the military.
Well, it's
So this is an argument.
The AR is a civilian M3.
Yes.
That's it. It's the same weapon.
So that's an entirely different gun. That's an entirely different gun. So how are you classifying that? So if it shoots the same caliber round, it's the same gun? If it looks like the other gun, it's the same gun?
There's only two features, which is burst or fully automatic.
Sure. So
everything else is the same. I mean, most people would say that's like it's the civilian version of that weapon. That's
right, because a civilian can't have a fully automatic gun or a burst gun.
Correct. And so they made the AR-15 or it's the same chamber. They can be the same size, same functionality. It's just that there's two features.
Okay, but let's say they ban those, but they don't enforce it, and you can have it in your house. Chris
Sorry,
is
this
saying
was
it's
another
more,
Chris and Joey debate.
yeah, but it's good. There's gun enthusiasts out there, but there's more like
I'm gonna get
normal
hated on for
people.
that.
Not that you're abnormal, but there's more
Mhm.
moderates that are like, okay, well, if they don't enforce it, like, isn't the point of it to protect your house? And Chris said no. So what's the point
I
of
think it
it?
is. Yeah.
I do too, but
Yeah.
Chris said no. So what's the point of having more, like, bigger, more powerful guns than if it's not just protecting your home, Chris?
Is that at me?
Yeah, because you were saying no, it's not just
my
for
my
protecting.
my internet's lagging again. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
So, the sole purpose of the Second Amendment is to protect yourself, right? Not just against
And
individuals,
property.
but against not just property, but against foreign and domestic enemies, right? Governments. That's the purpose of the Second Amendment.
So you're saying
And
Tyranny.
it be used as an
I
offensive?
don't want a handgun to fight a threat like that, right? And people say, well, Biden makes the argument that's all the time. Well, you need F-16s to fight the United States. No, you don't. Well, if that's true, Biden, tell me why for 20 years, when all they had was pretty much the similar gun, the AK-47, that's all they had. How 20 years we couldn't defeat them. Tell me how in 10 years Vietnam kicked our asses and threw us out of Vietnam with AK-47s. Explain that to me, Biden. So yes, you can do something with enough support, and if they make them illegal, you're losing support, and that is their goal.
I see. So for you, it's more than protecting your home; it's protecting your freedoms, which means if you have to go on the offensive, you will, and you will not be deterred.
Well, I ain't gonna say that on a recording, but
Okay.
most Americans should have that mindset.
Well, and if you need to protect yourself, your family, and your property, I mean, a good portion of like military guys would say you want the most offense on your side, right? So like for example, you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight, and so if you're in a gunfight, kind
Not
of
a
what
good
Chris,
idea, is it?
right? No, unless you can throw the knife faster than I can. I won't finish that, but yeah, you're an AR-15 is going to be a nice choice for defense. But yeah, a large majority are you going to use it for home. Now some people might not want to use that for the house, but yeah,
I see.
but you should.
All right. I never considered it that way. And I could see why the founding fathers maybe put that in there. Interesting. All right.
So when are you going to buy your AR-15, Dan?
This weekend maybe. I don't know. Nothing's
Dude,
really stopping me. I just never
you're
felt
you're in Arizona. That's you
a
need to get some.
Arizona.
Seriously, so check one out. I'm sure it can be a tax write-off somehow.
So
Protection for the
we'll
Airbnb.
ask Katie and Jessica how we can do that. Then I'm
And
in.
Joey's absolutely correct in terms of usage of an Joey's absolutely correct in terms of usage of an AR. Your wife, Dan, probably wouldn't do a good job with your pistol, especially if she ever shot
Yeah.
it. That AR would be no problem for her. Super loud, like
Yeah.
literally 10 times as loud as your pistol, but
Yeah.
super easy to shoot because it's just a 22. They're 22s.
I mean, really? Yeah. No, honestly, I agree. With a little bit longer, and they're pretty dang accurate. Yeah, they look intimidating. I would say, like for like if you're not used to weapons or guns or whatever, they look very intimidating, and that might be good. So, but yeah. Anyways, but how do we get to real estate? Trump and
I
Cat.
got the too far right MAGA indoctrinate a moderate into buying an AR. YouTube will love that one. I got a hard stop in 5 minutes, but anything else, guys? That I think this is actually pretty good. I think we got a nugget out of that.
Oh, there we go.
It got me a mentality that I haven't thought of, like a paradigm shift that I haven't really.
Here's also an AR. Here's also an AR-15, the same exact gun. Google Ruger Mini 14, Dan, and put an image of it up.
Well, you can do it. I'll present it.
My internet's super slow.
So what am I doing?
Google Ruger, Ruger Mini 14.
Okay.
It's the exact same gun as a AR, same typical 16-inch
This
barrel.
looks like the one John Wilkes Booth maybe like assassinated Lincoln with. This thing?
That's an AR. I've
It looks
never
like
seen
Davy
that.
Crockett.
Interesting.
So
that
the
looks
o-
like a
the only
solo
difference
rifle.
is shoots a 223. The only difference is obviously it doesn't have an adjustable stock or a pistol grip. The only
That's
But
difference.
it shoots the same round.
Yeah, it's the
I'll
same
buy
gun.
it now. Let me hit buy now.
They're the same gun though, effectively, right? Except for the pistol grip
a very
and the
good price.
adjustable stock.
Let's buy this thing.
You don't want to buy that. You want an AR because it can be adjusted. You have longer arms
Wait,
than
then
your
why are you
wife.
telling me to Google this thing?
But that's called a Ruger 14 though, right? That's not.
Ruger Mini
You
14.
wouldn't call this an AR-15, would you?
No, it's made by Ruger. AR
Okay.
is not an assault rifle either.
Correct.
It's an Armalite rifle. That's the
Yeah.
manufacturer.
All right, let's
But
get
this
this
happens
thing.
to shoot that same round. Yeah.
Let's get
so-
this thing then.
No, don't get that.
But it's the
Get
same
an-
operation.
You
It
should
has a
get
magazine.
Get a Springfield.
No, get a Daniel
Saint
Defense.
Victor. Oh,
Daniel
that will
Defense.
triple the money.
Daniel Boone?
Yeah, but that's supposedly the most reliable one. They are
Daniel
way
Boone
more
gun.
expensive.
Oh no, they are the Cadillac for sure.
Here we
Those
go.
are the.
How about this one,
Ferraris.
boys?
You can't see your shit.
Yeah,
This
you,
one
you-
any good?
you have it on share the one screen, not all screens.
No, don't share all your screens, bro.
Hold on.
Let
see
me
which
close out a couple things here.
Let me show you which one I want to buy.
Oh, this is gonna make it.
YouTube's gonna love this. How about this one, boys?
That's a Winchester rifle.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one of those. Actually,
I've been wanting to get one. See, now
Is
I'm an
this the one-
enthusiast.
Aren't
They
those the ones
hurt
the
to
founding
shoot.
fathers wanted us to have?
yeah, those
See?
hurt to
There you
shoot. By
go.
the way, yeah.
So they wanted us to have everything. You're supposed
Oh,
to be able to have
drone?
machine guns.
So
Do you
so,
think
so
a
probably
human
more
can-
than 3 guns. I can't
Do you
believe
think
you said that,
do you think
Chris.
an individual should be able to
should be
buy a
ashamed.
drone, a machine gun drone, just like Obama used to kill
You
all
should
those?
be
I
able
want
to
the dropping drone one.
Well, in my opinion, what's meant by the Second Amendment is you are supposed to be able to fight your government or a government, so you should be able to have the same weaponry. That is what is meant. I'm not comfortable with that.
I
So
feel like
want
that
a
would be a
tank.
disaster.
yeah, I'm not comfortable with that either.
But your comfort is up
But-
until what? Grenade launcher for every
No,
human or
tank.
every
So
tank?
honestly, I'm okay.
Toll
With,
road? Tank on the toll road?
no. I'm okay. Listen, I'm okay with everything, but the
Has
more
to stop somewhere.
no, it doesn't. Just make the price so most people can afford it.
Oh, okay. So drones that Obama used to kill all those
Sure.
terrorists.
1 million.
So you're okay with millionaires being able to kill entire cities?
I am.
See, that's I see it. I don't. But I don't know where I would.
You
draw
belong
that.
in Idaho, man.
Well, I think you can get grenade launchers in.
You can get them
Idaho.
now. You can get them now anywhere. You can get them in California.
Holy shit.
Are you sure?
I believe so. They're legal.
I don't think so.
Our boy Robert Goldman's got a grenade launcher.
Yeah, he got
I wish we
one
could
at
call
a
in a guest.
show. He got a gun show. They had the
I'm
grenades
just-
and everything.
I really have to go, but I
Yeah,
want to
all this stuff's legal.
hold on. I'm trying to encapsulate just in this last minute. So you're
Kitties on the
okay
plane.
if millionaires can buy a nuclear bomb?
They already do, Dan. There's a millionaire that owns an Air Force. He owns like 15 fighter jets.
Actually,
already do.
I think
with weapons.
They
Bill
also
Gates
own
owns a
tanks.
fighter
They
jet,
also own
F-18.
tanks.
Yeah, but not street legal. You can't fly them.
Right,
As soon as he
right.
tries to
Yes,
fly
you
them, they'll
can.
shoot his ass down.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, then they're not hot with hot weapons on it.
That I don't know.
You cannot fly a F-18.
Do you remember the dude, the rich guy that went crazy and was riding his tank around San Diego? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You
How-
can have these weapons. You're being lied to by Biden. You're allowed these weapons. I'm telling you,
Wow.
you are.
Grenade launcher.
Yes.
Let's
I mean,
make a
even-
bet. Hold
even
on. Can we
America
make a
has their
bet? So the next time we get on here, we should make a bet. Anyway.
YouTube's gonna love this one, boys. I gotta go. I'm already late.
All
for
right,
the other
look
one.
it up,
All right,
Joey. I'm
get outta
telling you right
here.
now, you can get
This was
grenade
I
launchers.
gotta admit, this was fascinating to get it.
This was fascinating. Yes.
Your guys' thought.
Can we do
process,
this
but I
again?
appreciate-
We
Yeah,
should.
no,
Let's hop
seriously.
on Monday or Tuesday.
Grenade launchers super expensive. To have a case of grenades and a launcher, it's like 30 grand. Most people can't afford that.
Dang, I see. Okay, so then it's the cost. Okay, all right, Dan, we'll let you go, brother.
All right.
I
Happy
got
Friday,
lots of,
guys.
I'm speechless, but thank you guys, and we'll let YouTube.
We're learning
go
lots.
with
Yeah.
YouTube
All right.
algorithm gonna love this one. Bye.
No, it won't get played.
It will.
Uh,
Bye bye.